Hello again, church family. Yesterday, we talked about the grief that we are all experiencing, both the grief over the loss of normalcy and the grief over the loss of predictability. Grief has stages, but they are very messy indeed. And so what I want to encourage you to do, whether you are in the denial and bargaining stages of grief, whether you are in the anger and sadness stages of grief, whether in the midst of the unknown you are finding yourself with a lot of worry and anxiety, I want to encourage you that by naming those feelings, and that by naming those feelings in the presence of a loving God, much can be due to process those emotions to a healthy place. Worry is not the same as prayer. And I find often we are thinking a lot about how we are feeling, or we are feeling our feelings a lot, but we aren't necessarily bringing them before the Lord. I find that there are two ditches that we fall into as human beings and as Christians when it comes to processing emotions. Here's the road where we would like to be, that healthy middle ground. And in this ditch lies the I'm fine, I don't have emotions, or the thought that says, as a Christian, I shouldn't be having these emotions. I should just be trusting God. I should be grateful that it isn't worse than it is. Yeah, that ditch isn't going to get you very far because there's no place to deal with the emotions that you just have. And we are created in God's image and we have them. The other ditch is the ditch that says, all I have is my emotions. My emotions are telling me the complete truth, and I am now stuck and wallowed in them. As Jamie said earlier, that we are living from a place of fear. So instead, we want to get back on that middle ground road. And the psalmist gives us some great examples about what that looks like. As you might recall, King David was made king by the Lord and then pursued by the then king Saul. He often starts his psalms of lament with raw, unfiltered emotion that simply says, "Where are you? They are chasing me, and here is how I'm feeling." And I want to encourage you that we have a God with whom we can do just that. And so it may be that you need to write out or speak out your own lamenting psalm, where you bring before the Lord just the truth of how you're feeling, the worry, the anticipation, the grief, as though you bring that into the Lord's presence. What we notice is that in His presence, it begins to shift. We begin to be reminded that He is a God who invites us to cast our cares on Him because He cares for us. We remember that He is a God that is good and that is sovereign. We remember that He's a God who counts our tears. We spend time with a God who has borne our sorrows and carried our griefs. With a high priest who has gone through everything that we can imagine and knows how to intercede for us before the Father. And so let me encourage you to spend some time today not just noticing your emotions, but bringing them into the presence of a loving God. Much meaning can be found in His presence.